Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name is Heather, and today is a pick a card reading for your love life. So I have pile number 1, which it has the carnelian heart. We have pile number 2 with the stone that has love on it. Pile number 3, the rose quartz heart. And pile number 4, the unakite heart. So you can either choose by stone or by number, or if you're called to multiple piles, so maybe one stone you're attracted to or one number. Again, for my last reading, pick a card for if you hadn't watched it. So in a pile, there might be certain messages for you. You know, the whole pile could resonate or just part of it. So take, what makes sense to you. And then again, you could always be drawn to multiple piles or at different times, because you could, this is a timeless reading. So you could look at it at any time and, you could get a different answer, based on what you're feeling intuitively, what to choose. And if you do pick a pile and it doesn't resonate, you might just need to pick a different one. Maybe if you're conflicted between two, maybe one was right for you and one wasn't. So anyways, we are going to start with pile number 1. So if you chose pile number 1 with the carnelian heart, this reading is for you. Okay. So I first pulled a Seeds of Intentions card for what you yourself need to focus on or work on, because with, love lives and with a romantic partner, you always need to love yourself first and be happy within yourself. So I first pulled the card for the Seeds of Intentions for each pile to show what you need to work on. So pile 1, it says, for today, I'm creative. So for you, either, if this isn't something relating to your career or profession, it's about, something that you do enjoy creative-wise, because if the sacral chakra, which is interesting because the carnelian stone correlates to the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra deals with creativity as well as sexuality, desires, emotions. So if you're having a block creativity-wise, then also, you could be blocked sexuality-wise and emotions and your desires, and you're feeling unfulfilled. So that's something that you might need to work on for yourself. So then we have the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. So the first card that came out was Princess of Cups. So these cards could be read as tarot as well as the chakra colors. So this relates to the heart chakra. And what I'm getting from this is, look how she's like holding her cup out and she's like waiting, and she's like, really? So maybe for you, if you're feeling like, your ship hasn't come in yet, or your cup hasn't been poured, or whatever, metaphor you want to say, it's just showing that maybe you've been waiting and you're just kind of tired of it. But part of you got the Six of Wands card. So part of you is like, I'm hearing, and when I say hearing, I mean, I'm getting an intuitive thought. You've risen up to the occasion. So maybe in your life, you really have taking control of your destiny and your power, and I'm getting ahead of the curve, ahead of the game in ways you feel really powerful and mighty. Like, look how her arms are up, and I'm just getting, there's this one aspect maybe in a certain area of life where you feel, and this could be career wise, where you feel like everything is great and you're feeling good, you're feeling confident, you feel like the momentum. Because Six of Wands is the card of victory. So it's like, even though, there's things that maybe still need to work on, you're feeling confident in a certain area of your life where things are moving forward and you know it. Then we got the Nine of Swords. So I think maybe this is relating to love life. So like, see how here she's all like arms up, powerful, and here she's looking down, and there's all these swords around her. And oh, again, see, this is the sacral chakra coming through with the orange. So there might be this conflicting energy of, on one hand, you're feeling great, and one hand, not so much. So there's this imbalance. So, trying to get to where you just embody this energy. And then we got the Three of Cups. So this is the solar plexus chakra. So this is where you're feeling confident all around. So So, you know, what I'm getting is not to keep waiting, because things will align in the right timing. And if you're, I don't know, focusing on waiting and things not happening or manifesting, you're just going to get more of that. Okay. So then the romance angels, let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have release your ex, make the effort, engagement, and true love. So I'm going to get back to these cards in a moment. When I shuffle these cards, I try not to look at them, but of course there are times where the cards will fall face up and then I can't help but see it or get a message. So I'm going to go to the next deck because they kind of go, this could have a couple different meanings, so you're going to have to take what resonates for you because there's a few different ways this could go. So depending on your situation. So I pulled from the astrological tarot deck to try to see, you know, by sun sign, maybe who's this person, you know, coming in or, you know, in your life now. And also I pulled out the kings and the queens to kind of see by what their element is by sun sign. And then also I included the 9 of Cups to, you know, show if you got that, then that's like the person you're thinking of or wanting. That's the person that's coming through. And then the Sun card is that, also that confirmation, like, yes, that's the person you're thinking of. So for this pile 1, both the 9 of Cups and the Sun card came through. So if you were focusing on a certain person while reading this, it is showing that, yeah, it's that person, and which does look promising. And then here, I'm going to get to those in a minute. So the only thing is, so this is why I said this could go either way. Because with releasing your ex, yeah, you could be watching this about somebody and you're supposed to release this person to be able to get to this true love, whoever they are. So, you know, maybe this person, you know, this ex, you know, was a karmic partner or was someone toxic, and you're needing to release, you know, him or her, you know, whether that's emotionally or that's at an energetic level, because even if you're not emotionally tied to them, like if they're attached to you energetically, you know, there's clearing you need to do. So, and maybe, you know, you might be still feeling them or thinking back to them, and it's not because necessarily you want to be with them, but it could just be an energetic thing. So again, this could go different ways, but for some of you, this might mean like, yeah, you do need to release someone from the past to make way for your future. But then for some of you, I'm getting that since the 9 of Cups came through, which is like about that wish fulfillment of who you're watching this for, I'm getting that for some of you, this is about releasing maybe who that person used to be or letting go of past situations to be able to move forward with this person that you're thinking of or watching this video for. So it's not releasing, you know, maybe releasing your exes, like if this is someone that was from the past or came back or you've been on and off with, it's kind of showing you need to release what has happened in the past, and, you know, you need to kind of move forward in a different way, in a different light. And it is going to take effort, but this could definitely move to the next level. And if you are putting in, you know, this work, and this is someone that you really feel, I don't want to say completes you, because I'm, you know, that's what I'm getting, but you know, we never want to think that someone else completes us because we're complete within ourselves. But if you really feel that this person, you know, is your romance of a lifetime, your true love, you do have to kind of let go of that past, and it's going to take effort, but it could, you know, move up to a higher vibration. So, and with the sun signs, and again, this doesn't I asked Spirit for sun signs, but this could you know, this could also come through as maybe their rising, or, you know, maybe another influence in their chart, like, you know, their Venus or something. But we got Sagittarius and we got Cancer, are 2 of the signs that came through. For some of you, you know, that might just be confirmation if you're watching this video and, you know, whoever you're watching it for is one of those signs or has those signs dominant in their chart somewhere. And then also we got Queen of Pentacles, which is an earth element. So it could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And again, maybe, you know, they come off as an earth energy, but maybe they could be a Cancer, Sagittarius, or, you know, vice versa. So just take what resonates. But those are what came through. And of course, if that's not one of those signs, you know, since this pile of any pile got both the Sun and the Nine of Cups, which wasn't, you know, an astrological sign or King or Queen card, this just goes to show that whoever you were focusing on, if you were focusing on someone, that was coming through. Okay. So now from the Good Tarot. Okay, so a lot just wanted to pour out, so I'm just like, okay, let's just do this. We'll read them all. So the two cards that really came up first were the Page of Air, which is about communications, and then the Six of Water, which is normally the Six of Cups. So this definitely is about a past person, and typically it's like looking back on the happy times, but she kind of looks like drowning in sorrow a little bit is what I'm getting. You know, she looks sad. She's looking back, maybe remorseful, regretful. And the Page of Air is normally like with the Page of Swords. And it's kind of like I'm getting stepping out of this energy and being able to communicate and rise to the occasion. Because, you know, she looks very powerful here and confident. And it's like that she's ready. So maybe, you know, with what I got with waiting earlier, with the Princess of Cups, this is about being ready, because maybe for some of you that have been waiting, it's not the right time for you. And you just think, oh, I'm ready now, but you're really not. So you have to kind of get out of this energy, this muck is what I'm getting, of, you know, and really getting into this place of embodying your divine energy and really being ready to kind of speak your truth. Because right now, you probably maybe it wouldn't go over well for whatever reason. Okay, so what also came through was, okay, so Nine of Earth. So Nine of Earth is very much about kind of, you know, I always think of like being on your own, you know, being the independent woman, independent man, and, you know, just kind of focusing on yourself and your life, you know, not in a selfish way, but just in, you know, you're content and happy, and, you know, life is abundant, and, you know, you're not searching outside of yourself. And then the Hanged Man did come through, and the Messenger of Air, which is the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords. So this is, you know, about like past heartbreak, past pains. Because look how she has her arm around her neck, and she's just feeling that sorrow, that pain. So again, it's like, this isn't happening because you're still stuck in this old energy. So you need to move forward, and you need to get more in this Nine of Earth energy. Oh, and something that just came in too is for the astrological signs, that could also be about you. So maybe it's not even about the other person. So if you're, for example, for pile 1, if you're a Sagittarius or Cancer, or you have Earth in your chart, you know, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, again, you know, Sagittarius, Cancer, somewhere in your chart, this could be about your energy as well. It doesn't have to be about the other person. But the Nine of Cups and the Sun, I definitely asked to be pulled for the person that you're thinking of. So, and then the angel answers, and we got opportunity and not the right time. So that totally makes sense with, you're not ready for all that. You're not ready for that conversation, that big talk, that ready to move forward. And a lot of it could be because you're needing to embody your own light, and you do have opportunities coming. And again, remember the first card was I am creative. So this could be about your own career and creating your own life and happiness and heaven on earth without somebody. Because then once you are living your life and happy, and you're not focusing on, you know, a lack of a partner, or, you know, the the right person then will come in and you'll be happy, and it'll definitely, and again, you know, for pile 1, and not to say, you know, the right person could be the person from the past, you know, for sure. But again, that, you know, would take work, but it isn't the right time right now. So, you know, right now, the best advice is to focus on yourself and, you know, what makes you happy and building your future, and just, you know, maybe working on shifting your perspective out of that sadness or that pain. And if that person, you know, does come back, which it looks like at some point there will be an opportunity for that, just not right now. You just have to decide if that really is true love, and if you want, you know, to try to make things work. And, you know, it might not be the most pleasant road, but it definitely, again, like I said, could become high vibrational, and it could be what you're wanting. So I hope that helps for pile number 1. Okay, so now we're going to move on to pile number 2. So if you picked pile number 2, or you picked the love stone, this is for you. So the Seeds of Intention cards we got for today, I indulge myself. So for you, for the Seeds of Intentions, these cards I pulled for what you need to focus on for yourself, because when it comes to love, you still need to love yourself first, and you need to be happy with yourself before you can be happy with anyone else. So for this card, for some of you, you might not give yourself enough self-love and self-care, and this is telling you that you need to indulge, you need to pamper yourself, you need to, yeah, definitely put more focus and spotlight on you. So if you're someone that's always giving, you know, being a giver and helping other people, or you're always on the run because you're doing this, that, and the other, you need some downtime, you need some me time. So don't feel guilty for that. For some of you, that might be something. So indulge yourself. Okay, from the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. So a lot of cards, well, 5 cards came out, okay. So the first one that came out was the 4 of Cups. So this is with the heart chakra. There's 2 heart chakra cards in here. So this 4 of Cups energy is definitely, look how she's just laying down. She's not wanting to get up, not wanting to go anywhere. She's just kind of like, I wouldn't say content where she is. It's just like she, you know, just like she has her dress off and she's just holding it in front of her. She doesn't, you know, it's just like, I don't know, this laziness, this kind of, okay, whatever. Okay, this, yeah, okay, now this is making more sense. So I think for some of you, it's that you feel like if you take time for yourself, you are being lazy. And that's actually nothing farther from the truth. So yeah, so I'm actually getting that this isn't about you being lazy. This is about you thinking that you're lazy. If you give yourself a break or give yourself downtime, or you focus on yourself, you feel like it's being selfish. So, yes, so this is actually, okay, this makes sense now. And then also you got the Hermit card. So this is, you know, that time out, just time for you, because you need to get your spark back is what I'm getting with the light here. And maybe you've been feeling sparkless because you just exhausted all your energy. Because also with the other heart chakra card you got was 4 of Swords. So that rest and relaxation is needed. You can't keep going how you're going because it's just a lot. So you need time for you. Okay. And then also the King of Wands came through and the Hierophant. And these were 2 cards that I did see, and I forgot, I did get a message for the Hierophant, and I can't remember what it is right now. That's the problem with claircognizance. Like, intuitive thoughts come in and they go out, and then you forget them. So I gotta try to remember what that is, but I do want to show you I'm gonna leave these here for now, because I do pull some cards from the Astrological Tarot, and so we're going to get back to this part. But for here, right now, it's like with the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, you definitely need a break, a breather. Okay, so the Romance Angel cards. Okay, so the first one that came out was romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So if you are watching this for someone in particular, it is showing that there are romantic feelings there. Or if it's not someone, or if, you know, you're single and there isn't someone you have feelings for, it is showing that someone's will come in that you'll have feelings for. But it is showing that you need to love yourself first. So maybe this is a situation where if there is someone that you know, you are putting more into the connection than they are, and then there's an imbalance. And yeah, things aren't always going to be 50-50, but if throughout the course of your relationship or connection, there's always that imbalance, that's not good. And if you're also allowing, if you're not speaking your truth, or if you're allowing someone to cross your boundaries because you're feeling like they won't be interested in me if I don't do this, that, or the other, or if I say that, or so really you have to love yourself first. It says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, because ultimately, if you're in a real authentic relationship, you'll get to be who you really are. And if you're not being who you really are and saying, speaking your truth, and I don't know, and you're wearing a mask, that's not an authentic relationship, and it's not going to work out because it isn't authentic. So I hope that makes sense. Also, the card that you got was religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So this doesn't have to be, religion. This could be about spirituality, your path, your purpose. So maybe, okay, what I'm getting to is about a karmic lesson. So maybe for you, if you're always kind of giving and you're not getting back, or, and again, this could be different lessons. Maybe this is a repeated cycle or a lesson that you're still not learning yet, and that's why you're in this situation again. If you feel like, you always are like the feeler and you always put a lot forth and then you don't get enough back. But yeah, you do need to love yourself first. So regardless of what your feelings are, you still need to put you first. And again, this, includes if this is someone new coming in, this could be a lesson or an obstacle for you. But then again, you'll see, if they're really right for you, you're going to be able to be who you are, and they'll respect you for it. Okay, so for the Astrological Tarot, I pulled cards to see perhaps the person's sun sign. This also could be regarding your sun sign. And then also I pulled the Kings and Queens regarding elements of their sun sign. So we got Aquarius, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, and King of Wands. And then we had the King of Wands here. That's why I wanted to leave this on the table. So definitely the person that you're either thinking of, or the person that's coming in, or you yourself, it's like definitely showing air and fire. So either, you have predominantly air or fire in your chart, or they predominantly have air or fire in their chart, or, that's your sun sign. So, but the Aquarius is the one that came out. So, and if you are, dating an Aquarius and you're feeling like they're not giving or the most romantically open, it's because Aquariuses aren't, they are emotionally detached. So it's nothing to take offense to. It's just, so if you are dating an Aquarius, maybe just read up on their sign to kind of get some ideas on who they are, because they're very independent. They're very unconventional. So some of them aren't the type to get into conventional relationships, or it might take a lot. So again, like that, and, maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't, but just to kind of throw that out there, because that's something that came in too. So yeah, definitely fire and air is on the table. And I'm going to still leave this out because I'm trying to remember what. Oh, okay. I think I remember now. Okay. So this card, the Hierophant, I was getting about the powers that be. So I think this is regarding, okay, now this makes sense about the lessons. Okay, so this is about the universe and spirit, you know, throwing those lessons or tests at you, because for you to be able to be open to your true partner, you need to, you know, finish these cycles, complete these patterns. You know, you need to learn from, and I don't want to say your issues, but I mean, we all have issues. I mean, you know, let's face it, we're all human. So it's just showing that right now, if you're feeling like, again, why is this happening to me? Like, don't look at it as something's happening to you or against you. Look at it, you know, the universe is trying to help you deal with what you need to complete your patterns, your cycles, that you need to learn your lessons so you can attract your divine partner, your perfect partner, you know, once, and not to say perfect because, you know, again, no one's perfect, but yeah, so that's what I was getting from that. The powers that be, like the universe, spirit. Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay. I'm glad I remembered. And, okay, so we'll put that there. So now the Good Tarot. Okay, so quite a few cards came out. So we have the Ace of Air. Oh, the Hermit again. So remember, you already got the Hermit. So this is definitely telling you you need some solitude. So Temptation, which is the Devil card. The Nine of Fire, which is the Nine of Wands. The Page of Water, which is the Page of Cups. And the Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. So again, this makes sense about your energy is probably this Queen of Water. So whether you're male, female, it's showing that you're the giver, you're the one who's maybe more emotional, more sensitive. And, you know, so you are the type that wants to communicate your feelings, or some of you could be shy about it, not all of you. Or maybe some of you, once you do share your feelings, it's just like all this water, it's just all unleashes and, you know. And so maybe that's like part of your temptation is dealing with your emotions, because definitely if you, you know, like I said, if you were involved with an air sign, especially an Aquarius, and a lot of people have the misconception Aquarius is a water sign because it's represented by the water bear, but it's actually an air sign. So for you, if you're a water sign or have that water sign energy and you're emotional and sensitive and caring, and, you know, you're interested in like an air sign who's very much, and, you know, a thinker and, you know, thinks their way through things and is very, you know, like Aquarius is very intelligent, for instance. You know, that's, you know, trying to figure out how to communicate between, you know, those two. So you might feel, yeah, tempted, like what I said about sometimes maybe it could be too much. So trying to balance, like, when you have your communications. And some of that could be, like, if you are sensitive, and I mean, I don't mean just emotionally, I mean, like, sensitive to energies and people. That's probably why you're getting the Hermit twice, because you need that solitude to get away from other people and their energies. And that's not, you know, to say anything bad about people. It's just when you are empathic and, you know, you do, and you're sensitive energy, you do need to clear your energy, you need alone time. So, and yeah, so and with this Ace of Air, I'm getting like the question of how can I soar? So like with aces, they're new beginnings. So you're kind of maybe, if this is about someone you already know, or if this is someone coming in, you're going to try to figure out how to do maybe things in a different way or approach things differently. Because maybe you know, like, oh, this person I need to be careful with because they're just going to fly away if I reveal too much too quickly. And with this Nine of Fire, typically, which is the Nine of Wands, yeah, this is, I'm definitely getting about like completing the cycle, because after the 9, there's the 10, and then that kind of completes the cycle. So I think this is like a learning lesson for you. And yeah, how to be more balanced. So definitely you need some time for yourself. Okay. And then the angel answers, we have remain positive, reconsider, listen to your intuition, and recovery. So for listen to your intuition, you know, with getting the Hermit card twice, if we have taken on other people's energies, if we are in the busyness of life and distracted and, you know, are constantly on the go, we're not really connected to our higher selves and intuition because there's all these distractions, there's all these things going on. So when you're in the silence, you know, you're able to really listen to yourself. So that's kind of why you need that solitude, because you'll know what's right for you. And with remaining positive, it's like maybe you have been down on yourself because you feel like, you know, why do things never work for you despite of how much you give and how loving and loyal and compassionate you are. It's just showing that, you know, I'm getting your time is coming. It's just, you know, you still have some work to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, because I'm also getting, just not with remain positive, but like regarding your solar plexus chakra, you need to really stand in your power and own it, and not feel that you have to overextend yourself all the time. And yeah, definitely recovery. You know, what I've been saying with the Hermit cards, and, you know, indulging in yourself. You know, you need some time, space for you. And reconsider is, okay, oh, one thing I got is, so we're actually, depending on when you watch this video, so we do have an upcoming, so whether you watch this when it's before the Mercury in retrograde or during or after, so take what resonates, but I mean, there's other planets that are retrograde right now too. So retrograde periods are always a time of reconsidering, replanning, reassessing, kind of re-going over certain things from the past. You know, it's not a good time necessarily for new beginnings, because, so with like Mercury, I mean, is the planet of like communication. So this definitely could be about, oh, because yeah, with the blue, which is the throat chakra. So this definitely could be about someone maybe from the past popping up and you needing to know what is the right thing to do. And I think for some of you, you might feel drawn to maybe get back into old habits, and this is like telling you to reconsider that. So I think for a lot of you, this is about saying no and reconsidering if you are thinking of going back to an outworn situation. This is kind of about like, because when I see the sword here, I think of Archangel Michael, and, you know, he's a protector. He also helps you clear. You could cord pull with him. And so I'm getting about, definitely be careful of if is there past partners that are coming back in the picture, or this could be about someone, you know, the person you are dating now. Maybe reconsider, like, are they really for your highest good? You know, do they have your best interest in mind? You know, is it a one-sided connection, relationship? And, you know, for those of you, like I said, you know, who this might just be reconsidering. And even if, you know, maybe they're, you know, a good person, and maybe, you know, it's not so one-sided, but maybe they're just not the right person for you. And maybe, you know, they are more of a lesson and, you know, a teacher in a sense, and which is positive, because that again helps you get to the person. So this is just a time for you to really reflect and figure out who is right for you. And if someone's not right for you, you know, it's better to be alone than with someone that isn't really right for you, you know? And again, I'll have to go through those lessons and those karmic connections, or, you know, who teach us things. But once it's time once we've learned the lesson, you know, we need to move on. So you have to kind of decide. So I hope that made sense for pile number 2. Okay. Okay. Sorry, it's all a mess. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move on to pile number 3. So if you picked the rose quartz heart, this is for you. Okay. So first we have the Seeds of Attentions cards, which I pulled for what you need to focus on or for yourself, because when it comes to love, you always need to love yourself first, and you can't be happy with someone else if you're not happy with yourself. So the cards that came up was, for today, I honor my feelings, and for today, I speak my truth. So I'm actually going to leave these here for now because I feel like this could come up in these later cards. I mean, obviously, it's pretty, self-explanatory about you need to honor how you feel and speak those feelings and that truth. But I don't know, I'm going to leave them out for now. So from the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, we got 3 of Swords. So this definitely is the card of heartbreak. And if you look, see the heart and the 3 swords in it. So these cards could be read as tarot, and then also they could be read as the chakras. So this is the solar plexus chakra. And then we have the 2 of Wands, which is the sacral. So definitely there's this past partnership, this past, that has this past, that you have this past hurt that you're holding on to. The Moon with the throat chakra. And then the King of Cups with the crown chakra. So for some of you, it's this King of Cups that you are still holding on to. And then again, this could be whether you're female or male watching and you're watching for a male or female, it doesn't matter. Because some women could be more in their masculine energy, some men could be more in their feminine energy. It's, so however you take this, and typically the King of Cups is, you think of a water sign, you think of someone emotional, you think of someone caring, but I don't know, he kind of looks not so much so. Like, look at his face. I don't know. He kind of looks stern. Okay, and definitely with the Moon, it's like, I don't know, you're in your feelings. There's maybe this depth of feelings that you still have. And you feel like kind of hazy or indecisive, confused. It's just like you're not really sure whether, it's like you don't want to let go, but you don't know what's, yeah, you're just conflicted. I'm seeing these like the wolves, the light, and then the dark, which could represent to me as like the light and the shadow self. So maybe it's like you're kind of going through like a balancing of your light and your shadow selves. And maybe this person brought that out in you, like awakened you in a sense, or they triggered you. And when I say triggered or helped you awaken, sometimes with spiritual awakening, and I guess a lot of times, it's not always pleasant because things come pushed up to the surface so we could heal them, so we could work on them, so we can transmute that darkness into light. So this might have been someone that was in your life for spiritual growth. Whether that's someone that was just a karmic partner that, no longer serves you, or it is someone that is like a twin flame connection or a false twin flame even, someone that, could have that ability to really trigger you or to bring out your shadow side, so for, it, transmute into light. And, definitely, so you might need some energy clearing, because if it's someone that's a karmic partner or like a false twin or, a connection like that, where it's like the energy is really heavy, you might need to do some clearing. And of course, if it's like a, you know, twin flame connection, again, you still have to clear your energy. It's just, you know, obviously, I'm not going to get into all different kinds of connections, but definitely there's this heaviness with this person. Oh, and I'm getting that, yeah, it wasn't all fun and games. So it's not necessarily you know, you have this past pain because it's like you had this complete fondness for this person, or it was so great. It's like definitely there was like work that needed to be done there. There was definitely, yeah, that darkness, but ultimately you could be that could be applied to a positive. So you have to see the light in it, but you need to get out of this heartbreak energy. You need to pull the swords out, yeah, and you need to heal your heart. And maybe that's with, okay, so remember I said honor your feelings. So maybe, because with the solar plexus chakra, this could deal with like your personal power. This deals with your personal power, your will, your confidence. You know, if overactive, you know, you could have a big ego. So maybe if you're trying to not really deal with this connection or what they meant to you, or try to heal those wounds, you're just kind of putting a band-aid on things and it's not working. So you need to honor those feelings, and I don't know, maybe you need to communicate with this person, or if you have, you know, maybe you need to communicate in some way where you're getting it off your chest. Yeah. So with the romance angels, okay. So the trust card came out. Stay optimistic about your love life and deception. So you are definitely someone, and this could definitely, like I said, for some of you, this could have been like karmic partner, like a false twin, or this heavy energy. You know, you could have definitely been with someone who you trusted and hurt you and did you wrong, and, you know, lied to you or cheated on you, or, you know, they portrayed themselves as one thing and were the complete opposite. So you're kind of, you don't necessarily feel you don't have high hopes about the future, because you need to learn how to trust again and let your guard down. And the thing is that you still are very stuck in this energy, this Three of Swords energy. So until you do your healing, until you kind of work on this, it's right now like a romantic partner is not coming in. And again, you know, that doesn't mean you won't have someone come in or attract someone, but obviously it's not going to be the right person or right timing, because you definitely have some work to do. And I know this could be disheartening if you're wanting new love to come in, but think of it this way. If the perfect person came into your life right now, would you really be in the right space to give this person a chance, or would you mess it up? Like, wouldn't you rather meet them at a time where you are, you know, trusting and open, and you feel positive and you're happy and you've let go of this person from the past? So think of this as, don't see this as a negative, see it as a positive. This is, yeah, just something you need to do. So you do need to, and it's not to say to go trusting anybody, because you don't want to do that. It's just saying that you need to trust that, you know, this, you know, person was in your life for a reason. You need to transmute the darkness and the light. You need to be optimistic. And then also, like, you know, obviously you probably learned from this lesson. And if this person, whoever they are, you know, you just have to learn how to, you know, trust yourself and your intuition. And that's could be where the trust is coming in too. It's not about just trusting others. It's really, you know, you have to trust yourself first and what feels right to you. And then in the future, you know, being able to open your heart again. But yeah, right now, definitely those wounds need to be healed still. Okay, so I pulled from the astrological tarot about, I pulled out the astrological signs and the kings and queens to kind of see what sun sign or what element their sun sign is. And then also I pulled, let's see, yeah. So, I mean, this could be about them, this could be about you, or this could just be about, even though I asked Spirit for sun sign, it could, you know, obviously be a dominant energy in their chart. So it could be, you know, maybe they have this sign a lot, or it's the rising or Venus. So take what resonates. So I don't know why I was just shuffling right now. These were all your cards. But actually, you were the pile that got the most of the actual sign cards. So I'm first going to tell you the court cards. So you got the Queen of Cups. So whether that's you or that's them, so that's resonates with water. So with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we actually got Scorpio and Pisces that are two of the cards that came out. And then also we did get 2 fire. We got Aries and Leo. And then we got 1 Earth, Virgo. So again, you know, this could be, one of these could be you. This could be one of that, you know, that person, you know, that was from your past. So just take what resonates. Okay, so then we have the Good Tarot. So the Strength card came through. So I know you're going through a hard time. I know it's tough, or for some of you, I'm getting that you're not going through a hard time because you're not acknowledging things. You're just kind of like bypassing them or choosing, you know, you're kind of just ignoring it. But you need to stay strong. You need to know that you can get through this. And this is just a cycle, you know, this, you know, sometimes when we're in a dark place, or there are things that are deep down weighing on us or bothering us, you know, we feel like we're always going to stay in that energy. Sometimes it's hard to, you know that we're going to get out, but know that we, you know, you can, but a lot of that is dependent on you. You know, you have control over, no one has control over you but you. So, and again, I know how, you know, hard it is when you are in a dark place, but know that, you know, that's not the energy you're always going to be in. And the only way out is through. Okay, so then the Messenger of Fire, the 10 of Water, which is 10 of Cups, and the 8 of Water, which is the 8 of Cups. So this definitely is about moving on. And I'm getting, you know, because this is like the card emotional fulfillment. So it's really showing about moving on and being happy. And I'm getting, you know, being happy on your own, because maybe for some of you, you're someone that was used to being in relationships. And maybe this is like your time to really stand in your own power on your own 2 feet. And it's kind of like, and maybe this last connection was different than anything you had before. And you're like, and now you're just like, oh, yeah, I don't know, I'm getting something like that. But again, it's not for all of you. And for some of you, okay, what I'm getting about this is some of you need to get mad. And I know, you know, anger could be considered a lower vibrational energy. However, there is righteous anger, and there are times we need to express it to get it out. And, you know, that doesn't mean in an unhealthy way. That doesn't mean being violent or, you know, what have you. It's just, there's probably this pent-up frustration, this anger about what happened, and you don't want to get angry. You'd rather just ignore it. So once you kind of let that fire out, or, you know, you apply it to something useful, and, you know, and then you're able to kind of let go of that energy, then, you know, you could, and, you know, you're standing strong and proud, and then you'll feel happy again. You'll feel joyful again. And I'm not saying that's, you know, it's an easy process, but, you know, do you want to continue to stay stuck in that energy, or do you want to move forward, you know? Okay, so the cards that came through the angel answers were yes with the exclamation point. There's something better, and wait. Okay, so I think you've been waiting too much, And it's like Spirit is saying, no, there's something better. Like, and they're like, yes, move forward. Stop just putting a pause on things. So I think once you kind of, again, do your work, you'll, and, again, for some of you who do feel still attached to this person, whether it's just, you actually do have true feelings for them, or it's just like a attachment, meaning like, you're corded to each other energetically or something. But if you do, feel like you still are attached to this person and you don't want to move on, it is telling you there's something better. So, and again, if this was a true connection with this person and it was just, they were triggering your darkness, like, so you could come to a place of unconditional love, like a twin flame connection, then it just means that, there will be something better with them down the line. But right now you can't stay stuck where you are. And again, I think for a lot of you, this is very much a karmic connection, or like I said, a false twin connection, or one of those connections that really aren't fun to be in, but they're, necessary for our spiritual evolution and for clearing our blocks and our, patterns, and, getting to move on to finding the right partner for us. So, whatever way it is, it's just saying there is something better than this. And this is also giving you that hope to let you know that you're not always going to feel in this dark place. So go within, honor what you're feeling. Definitely unleash your anger in a healthy, positive way to get it out, clear that energy out. And, I don't know. And maybe for some of you, it's like, writing in a letter, and it's not necessarily something you need to send. I mean, okay, I'm going to share, this is something funny. It's not like a high vibrational thing to say, but I had a friend one time who wrote this like 10-page letter front and back to an ex who, did her wrong, and she didn't send it to him, but it helped her get her anger out. And one line she put was that there was a special seat in hell for him. And again, like, no, this wasn't something she sent, but it was something that she got her anger out. So, and it was in a healthy way because she didn't hurt anyone. She didn't harm anyone. It was just something that she wrote for herself. So yeah. And again, that doesn't, maybe that's not your outlet for you, but I mean, maybe, if you're more of a physical person, you'll want to do kickboxing, or you'll want to do something, else. But whatever resonates for you, you need to deal with things. And that will definitely help you move forward. And, I definitely have compassion because I understand about being in, a dark place. But, there is better out there. So just know that. Okay, so now we're going to do pile number 4, which is the Unakite heart. So when I was shuffling the Seeds of Intention cards, a bunch of cards kept jumping out. So why I chose this deck was to see where you need to focus on yourself, because you need to love yourself first. You need to be happy with yourself first before you can be happy with anyone else. So, and I know I've repeated this for each pile, so if you've watched more than one pile, I know I'm repeating myself, but for those who are just jumping to their pile, I want to make sure that you all know what I'm talking about. So these were just 4 of what came out for this pile. So there was obviously a lot that wants you to focus on. So one is, for today, I go exploring. For today, I acknowledge my accomplishments. For today, I know that I'm beautiful. And for today, I open to possibility. So definitely I feel like there's maybe, been a lot of things that you need to pat yourself on the back for. There's also maybe new beginnings that you need to find and seek. And just knowing your worth. So let's look at the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. So these cards could be read as for the chakra or also and the tarot. So it's interesting because 3 out of your 4 cards were orange, which is the sacral chakra, which deals with creativity, sexuality, desires, and emotions. And then also we got the heart chakra. So the star card, which is interesting, I think in my last pick a card, the 4th pile got the star card as well. So, so this is actually a really beautiful card. So this is actually showing that, you know, this is like regards to your heart's desires and shining like the star that you are, and embodying your light. So with these cards, we got 9 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and Strength. Okay, for some reason too, I don't know, like I'm feeling a lot of energy in my throat chakra right now. So even though none of the blue throat chakra cards came out, I don't know, so for some of you, you might have throat chakra issues that need to be cleared, because I'm getting maybe there's some blockages there. Oh, yeah, it just like started happening. So anyways, we're going to get to, so with the 9 of Wands, you know, the 9, after the 9 obviously comes the 10, and that completes a cycle. So there's definitely been maybe a lot of work or things that you've been putting into or done. And maybe this goes with that I acknowledge my accomplishments card. You need to see how far you've come, and again, pat yourself on the back. And when I'm seeing the strength, I'm getting spiritual strength. So, you know, maybe along the way, there's been part of those accomplishments have been about like, there's certain things that have been thrown at you and have taught you lessons, and you've handled them pretty well. But you maybe feel like what more is there right now is what I'm getting. So maybe you're not sure of what next step to take. And I'm getting maybe for some of you too, it's like maybe some of you are successful, but you don't have complete contentment. So that's why you need to go exploring and being open to possibility, because there's more for you on the horizon. And then also for some of you too, with the 2 of Cups, with the 9 of Wands, I don't know, I'm getting maybe there's some like, there could have been some hardships in your love life, but I think this is someone that that is probably a good connection for you and that you are gonna stand with. Okay, one thing I'm getting to is maybe your career has taken a toll on your relationship or your pursuits. So you're trying to get back to some kind of balance, and maybe, you know, some of the things that have happened in your relationship have been those lessons. So, you know, you've grown. But yeah, I do think this is a good connection for you, or a good relationship for you, you know, at least for now. You know, I don't like to read too far in the future because things could always change, and it's, you know, what's important is for you to know what's in the present, your future, you know, not necessarily like way down the line. But yeah, I think definitely you're probably with someone that is a good match for you, that you should be with for now, you know, or if not, you know, in the long run. But I think, yeah, it's just maybe that things have happened, because I know this is a love reading, and I was like starting reading it more about career. So I definitely feel like maybe career has gotten in the way, but it's not a bad thing. It's like you need to be proud of what you've done, and you still have more to do. And maybe, yeah, you're just not feeling that love connection, and that could be because you're having the sacral chakra issues, which deals with your, again, desires, emotions, sexuality. So maybe, you know, you have a block there, because if definitely when you're in work mode, you know, or, you know, being a workaholic, and, you know, you have, you know, you're more in that mindset or that logical mindset, you know, and you're not living from your heart space. So I think this is also with the star card, it's about getting back to being heart-centered in your heart space to nurture this connection that you have. Okay, romance angels. Okay, so we have passion. Okay, so this totally makes sense. Like, you need to, you know, clear a blockage in your sacral chakra to get back to that passion. So maybe even though you have this loving connection, maybe physically you haven't been intimate with each other in a while, or it hasn't been like it used to, but it's like maybe just, you know, you're blocked and you need to, you know, clear that block out. And, you know, again, this is, you know, going to be different for everybody. Okay, so let your friends help you. So maybe this is something like, I don't always say to ask like others for advice when it comes to your love life, because definitely people could put their own experience on things, and that could be definitely clouded, right? You know, people, most of the time when people give advice, they're not, you know, trying to do anyone harm, but definitely sometimes advice could be harmful because someone's looking through the lens of their own eyes. Does that make sense? I don't know. They're looking through their own eyes about things, and they're not seeing, you know, they're not you, they're not, you know, they don't know what goes behind closed doors with you and your connection or your significant other. But I don't know, I'm getting maybe, you know, there is at least someone in your life that's a friend, or, you know, a family member who's like a friend that maybe could give you good advice. And maybe part of this too is just even hanging out with your friends, because if you've lost your fun side, you know, you've lost that part of you where you're more just like devoted to your work, your career, your path. So maybe it's like you just kind of getting out and having fun. And when you're out and you're having fun and maybe, you know, feeling good, and I don't know. And also I'm getting kind of maybe like, for some of you, not for all of you, but about like if you're going out with friends and then like, I don't know, maybe like you're going to be hit on or something, and that's going with your feeling beautiful, because maybe you feel like your partner maybe hasn't been as like, you know, like they haven't given you compliments, or they haven't, you know, maybe, because maybe, you know, on their end too, maybe they just kind of let things go in a sense because they saw you were working on your thing, or maybe they started working on their career, whatever. So maybe once you're out and you kind of like are getting this like admirer, and it, you know, I'm not getting that it'll turn into anything, but it's just maybe you need someone to tell you you're beautiful. And, you know, and then, or if you're hearing, oh, that's another thing that could happen too. Okay, this is what's coming in as well. So that's like one thing where maybe like your passion's being ignited because, you know, like you're out with friends, you get hit on. Okay, that could just be one person or a couple of people. And then another scenario is about maybe you're going to hear from a friend's story about like someone that they're involved with, and then that's going to make you want to get back to your partner and to have that passion again. Okay, free yourself. So typically sometimes like when I see this card come out, it's about like you need to kind of maybe let go, and that doesn't necessarily let go of the person, but you know, you need to let go, like maybe get out of your head, or, you know, being caged in a relationship. So what I'm getting for this is that you need to enjoy yourself. So again, maybe that's why you need to go out with friends, you need to be around people, you need to get out of just this maybe work mentality or this business mentality, or, you know, logic, or, you know, so forth. So you just kind of need to, yeah, let yourself out and have some fun. And also forgiving and learning. So I don't know, maybe if your partner hasn't been, you know, very, you know, like hasn't complimented you, or hasn't really, you know, taken as much time for you, you know, things have kind of been, you know, lost in the sense, or lost their spark. You know, maybe it's because they maybe are a little resentful, because maybe, you know, they feel like you don't care, or you don't care enough, or whatever the case is. So it's like you maybe need to come in and like, you know, have a discussion with them and talk to them and kind of maybe try to forgive or heal this connection, because yeah. So yeah, definitely maybe forgiveness is needed, you know, on their part. And I mean, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. You know, you were just doing you, or what you felt you needed to do. And like I said, there's still more ahead for you career-wise. But you know, maybe they just don't understand because maybe they're not in the same position as you, or, you know, or maybe there's someone that is sensitive, even if they don't want to admit it. Okay. So now I pulled the astrological tarot cards to see, I asked Spirit to show me by sun sign what their sign was, or this could be what your sign is, or in addition to the signs, I also pulled kings and queens to show sun sign, you know, like what their element is by sun sign. So the cards that came through for the court cards were the King of Cups and King of Pentacles. So this person or you could be an earth sign, you know, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or a water sign, which is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And then for the signs, there was Taurus, Libra, Gemini, and Capricorn. So definitely we got air or earth. So, and then yeah, with the King of Pentacles, definitely a lot of earth energy, some air, and then a little water. So maybe, you know, so definitely if you're an earth or an air sign, those are thinking signs, you know, like, you know, if you're a Capricorn, you know, you're represented by the 10th house of the zodiac, which deals with career. You know, you're definitely wanting to build success, you know, and if, you know, you're an air sign, for example, you know, you're definitely going to be, you know, a thinker. You know, like Geminis could talk themselves out of their feelings because they're very much, you know, have a lot of mental activity going on. So, you know, these are just, you know, some examples, but definitely, you know, this air, this earth could be you, and, you know, your partner could be this King of Cups energy, whether it's a male or female, or whether you're a male or female. It could be maybe they're more the sensitive energy, they're the feeler, and you're more of like the thinker, or, you know, like the business person. So that's just what came through there. So take what resonates. Okay, so now we have the Good Tarot. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Okay, I just got, it's not easy being the boss. So I think that's probably you. And maybe for some of you, you could maybe have Leo energy because of the lion. Okay, the Five of Water is definitely like the card of loss. This is the Five of Cups. So maybe even with this connection, if you're in this relationship, it's either maybe not going well, or maybe there is a break, or maybe there's, you know, because there's some kind of loss there. But there's this Page of Earth, which is this communication. Again, this logic, this could be you trying to maybe devise a plan of like, you know, what to say, how to say it, when to say it. The Eight of Earth and the Queen of Fire. So I think this is really about getting your passion back. Because I also think, you know, with your career, okay, so maybe even if you've done well for yourself and things have been successful, again, with your accomplishments, if you've lost your spark, if you've lost your passion, this is why you need to go exploring. This is why you need to be open up to possibilities, because you need some fresh energy. So you need to get in touch with your fire, because it's not only hurting your relationship, it'll eventually also, you know, not work in your favor for your career, because you need to get this like passion back. And I feel like you are very good about like letting things grow and about taking the time to work on things. And you put a lot of effort forth. And again, that's maybe what maybe kind of hurt the relationship connection. But again, I'm not getting it's like something you did wrong. I just think that maybe they just don't understand because maybe they're not in that same position. I don't know. And for the angel answers, we got yes, take action, you're ready, and ask your angels. Oh, also something too, like when I think I was shuffling for this pile, I did get something about getting your groove back, which totally makes sense too with like the passion and the romance angels. So I think it's like, it is showing that you're ready to take this action. So, you know, whether that's, you know, having this conversation, you know, talking to your partner, trying to, work things out and trying to get your groove back and your passion and trying to be in a different place with them. And if you're kind of confused about any of this, it is saying to ask your angels, you know, ask your spirit guides, ask your higher self. I mean, the best guidance you'll ever get is from yourself, but you also need to be clear. And you know, what I mean by this is obviously like, you need to, you know, if you really listen to your intuition and what's right for you, you know, I mean, that's the best person to give you advice. And then also, this is a collective reading, obviously, so you'll want to just take what resonates, and everyone's going to have different situations, but yeah, I think it's like you're also, you know, you're also ready to take action towards, you know, with your career. So I don't know, it's less conflict because it's like you're wanting both. And I don't know, like it's like with your partner, it's just maybe, yeah, there, you know, things need to be cleared up, but I don't know, I do kind of think that this is going to still work. It's just a matter of getting back on track. So, you know, it's like in relationships, I mean, yeah, there's, you know, things aren't always going to be, you know, great and positive. There's going to be hard times. And I mean, maybe, you know, perhaps maybe you've been with this person for a long time and maybe that's part of it. You know, it's just, you know, you need to find ways to make it new and fresh and, you know, bring some life back into your relationship if, you know, if you want to continue. So I hope that made sense. And, you know, if you did choose a pile and it didn't resonate with you, you know, maybe choose a different one, or, you know, maybe, you know, I mean, and it's possible too, you know, there might not be a pile here on the table for you, or maybe one of the piles has, you know, a small message. I mean, again, with collective readings, you just have to kind of take what you feel resonates and what you feel based on your own intuition. And that's part of why also, you know, choosing which deck. So anyways, if you'd like to comment, if you'd like to share, if you'd like to subscribe, and I hope to all see you in my next video. Love and light. Bye.